راديو نيل.
معانا دلوقتي المخرج الأستاذ بيار فولدس. Senor Pierre, how are you?
I'm very good. I'm just seeing a few films, and it's the first time I'm here in Cairo, so it's wonderful to be here.
A wonderful movie with a big name. Can you say the name?
A big name, yes. It's called Blind Willow, Sleeping Woman. It's taken from the title of one of the short stories I adapted by Haruki Murakami.
Why did you decide to make it in an animation?
Well, I only decided that little by little. In fact, the main thing about the film is just a film. It's a film, it's an adaptation, and then I decided to choose animation to express what I wanted to say in stylistically, aesthetically, and I wanted to give this really special medium to express this. Then I realized, okay, this is a lot of work, and then I regretted a little bit my choice because it's just so much work. At the same time, no, I'm very happy of the result.
What did you see in the story? Why did you go very far away from where you live? You went to Tsunami. That's very far.
Yes, well, where I live is one place. I mean, my origins are a bit all over the place, and I don't really feel attached to one country in particular. So, no, I mean, to tell you the truth, I was living in New York when I read first Murakami, and I was just fascinated by his style, his stories, the way he expresses things, and so it was just a real inspiration and a desire to adapt that author. He could have been from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter.
To create art after such a great disaster, do you think disasters always gives us more to talk about in art?
No, and it's not so much the disaster. It's just I mean, in the film, I really don't focus on the disaster. I'm not particularly interested in disaster, and even less by violence. So, no, it's just a trigger, It's a trigger that helps trigger other things in my characters' minds.
They try to find themselves again after this big thing. Do you think every time we face something that big, we go back into ourselves and try to find who we are?
I don't know if it happens every time. All I know is it happens sometimes.
When did it happen to you?
No, I can't say this is really not my story at all. But definitely I do meet lots of people whose lives have changed after something very special happened to them. It can be, and when I say something very special, it can be, something very simple. I mean, it can be meeting someone or splitting up with your girlfriend or whatever. So, but that, suddenly you're facing yourself, and it's an interesting moment to try and reconstruct yourself and maybe change direction.
Exactly. I'm really curious about the book that you're holding. Let me see. Can we show it to the camera?
Sure.
That's Naguib Mahfouz, and it's a big one. What's going on with that?
Well, it's something is going on with that, but something is not going on with that also. What I mean by that is that this book is not the book I'm adapting, but I have a very dear project of mine to adapt another book by Naguib Mahfouz. And to tell you the truth, I was with Mr. Naguib Mahfouz's daughter just 1 hour ago, and we were talking about this adaptation project. I've had this idea a long time ago, and just quite recently, before I knew I was going to come to Cairo, I just thought, okay, let's try and do this, because it's a wonderful book, very intense, and I'm just considering how am I going to do this adaptation. But anyway, it's a real challenge and but a fascinating one.
Can you tell us the name of the book, or it's a secret?
No, I can't yet tell you the name of the book, but it's a good one.
Okay, I I want to ask you, you're a filmmaker and you have been all over the world and you have like different cultures inside you. What did you see in Egypt? What did you catch when you came here to Cairo?
Well, when you come in a festival, it's quite strange. I mean, I had the same thing in Toronto and in Busan, the two other very large festivals. I was in smaller festivals also, but right now, you arrive here and you go into a big hotel and then you're with all these film people. So it's a bit special. Right now, this morning, finally, I went I went out, and I went in really the old Muslim area, and that was absolutely fascinating. So it was, in a sense, it reminded me a little bit of some other, of course, other Mediterranean countries I've visited. And even to a certain extent to Greece, you know. Um, One thing that's a bit challenging is crossing the streets.
Yeah, it is challenging.
So
And
I try and follow because I like walking. Everybody tells me, no, just take a car, just take a. I don't want to take a car. I need to walk to find out where I am. So I walk, and when I have to cross, I just stick next to someone and try and follow them. But it's a real challenge.
I would like to catch that on camera.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I for the moment, I've been doing quite well, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Please be safe, okay? Please, okay. This is just like few days to the finale.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so happy I've met you.
Really, thank
And
you so much. It's wonderful talking with you.
thanks to you, and I really wish you a big prize at the end.
Well, that's a detail. That would be great, but I'm just traveling with my film, and I want people to understand it, appreciate it, and maybe if they don't understand it, actually, just come and see it again.
Okay, I agree with that. Thank you so much, Mr. Pierre.
Thank you. Thank you.
راديو نيل